Good morning. It is 6:45 and it's 45 degrees and I'm really cold. Um, I'm gonna get dressed here in a minute. I'm just warming my clothes up in my quilt. It's not a late start, but just slightly later than usual because I got here last night. I don't know, somewhere near 8 o'clock, so it was dark. I was hiking in the dark for a little while, and to get here, I ended up doing 29.6 miles. So I'm going to take my time this morning. I do have like 18 miles to do today. I will finish the road walk and head into Aucilla. But yeah, I'm going to take my time. It's not, like I said, it's not like a late start, but pretty tired. My body's pretty tired. So I'm going to give myself a chance to rest for a minute. There's a screened in porch here. I am in my tent, obviously. But there's a screened in porch here, and I think there might be some, like a coffee maker, so I might even try to make some coffee or something just to, I hardly ever drink coffee out here, but just to have something warm, because like I said, it's 45 degrees and I feel really cold and everything is completely soaked from the moisture. I'm not soaked, but my tent and everything is just really damp and wet. So yeah, I might try to make a little bit of coffee before I get going. I've got 18, but and quite a bit of that is actually like back in the woods. So I do have to be mindful of my time, but just trying to give myself some grace here. So gonna warm up, put my clothes on, start packing up, and we'll see where the day takes us. Okay, I'll show you where I stayed last night. So the trail's the dirt road out there. I walked around here. This is the back of the church. Backs up to this cemetery. There's one other hiker here, and he put his tent over there. And I had my tent right over there by the sidewalk. And then there's this nice little screened in porch, which I actually considered sleeping on, but it's concrete. So between the cold, hard concrete and bugs, I figured my tent would probably just be better. So I'm just getting my final stuff packed up. There's a sink. I was able to wash my hands really good, brush my teeth. And then somebody left some coffee. So I mentioned I was going to possibly make some coffee. So I got it all set up. I got the water ready, the filter. And there was a can of coffee, but it was empty. And then there was a bag of coffee, but it was only whole beans. So I was really bummed about that, but that is okay. Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock, kind of a late start. I haven't started this late in a while, but that's okay. I took my time, gave myself that wiggle room, and hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt later, but it'll all work out. So I've got 18 point something to do today, and it's cold. It was like 45 to 45, I think, this morning I said. My fingers don't really want to work first thing in the morning, but then at 9 o'clock it's like super hot. So yep, like I said, just packing up on the little porch. I'm gonna hit the road soon. Hey, so I'm a couple miles in and I'm on this dirt road still, and a truck was driving by, and it was Trail Angel Debbie. So she actually lives just before the church that I stayed at last night. And I actually ahead of time didn't even realize that she was right there, because that could have been an option for staying last night, and I wouldn't have had to stay in my tent or anything like that. But I didn't realize it, so last night in the dark I was just heading for the church. So anyway, she just passed in her truck. So she said, "Are you by any chance Cliffhanger?"
because I had passed, I don't know if I said this in my video last night, but I had passed another hiker, Mary, who was heading to Debbie's last night in the dark. She stopped and said, are you good? And I was like, is that Mary? Because I had met her in Christmas. So I realized it was Mary, and she stayed at Debbie's last night. And then just in chatting with Debbie just now, she said she actually had 2 other thru hikers there with her last night. She dropped them back off at a trailhead further north this morning. She had helped them kind of go into town and get some a prescription or something. So anyway, it was a lovely little chat with Debbie, and sorry I missed the opportunity to stay at her place. I really appreciate everything she does. She seems very active in the Trail Angels group and helps a lot of people with a lot of different things. She has a job, she has a life. So thank you to Debbie, thank you to all the Trail Angels. I realize that, you know, they really want to help hikers. They're out here hustling to help, but they have full lives themselves. So it's nice that they carve out time to help us. And yeah, she was just really kind and great to have a conversation with for a few minutes. And so, yep, I got I don't know, half a mile or so until I'm going to take a quick break and take my sweatshirt off. But until then, I'm just enjoying the birds chirping and this nice little dirt road. Hello, it is almost 11 a.m. Been hiking for a few miles. I am officially done with the road walk on a little grass 2-track road right now, and then I'm going to be heading off to the Aucilla River, and also heading into the Aucilla River, or Aucilla Wildlife Management Area. And I got my bright orange on, bright yellow shirt, bright orange panel on the back. I can already hear hunting dogs. So, yep, gonna stay safe, but looking forward to seeing the Aucilla River, where it disappears into the ground and then kind of shows back up in other places and then goes in the ground and then pops back up. So it's a pretty cool, like, geological feature of that river. So I'm gonna hike a couple more miles and then take a little break. But I actually really enjoyed that 50-mile road walk. I know that might sound crazy, but I really enjoyed it. But here we go on to the next section. We'll have different and new challenges and different and new beauty. See, I don't know if you can see it, but over there is just like a limestone wall, and it looks like a sinkhole, but this is where the river came back up. A little while ago it went underground, and here it is, it's back. There it goes. Okay, and the spot I just showed you went back underground, and here it is again coming back up. And there it is, just keeps kind of going underground and back up.